Welcome to the High Chat Podcast. I'm your host, Cewpins. I hope you have a clean piece and a bowl packed ready for today's sesh that was recorded live on my Twitch stream. Don't forget to check out our partners, MJ Arsenal, makers of some excellent mini dab rigs and more. And check out Soft Glass. Their modular silicone glass hybrid pieces are easy to clean and hard to break. Also, check out Grinders for Life. Their Brilliant Cut grinder has 3 different grind plate options, so you can get the exact grind you're looking for. You can save 15% off with code Cewpins at mjarsenal.com, soft.glass, and grindersforlife.com. Enjoy the sesh. Well, hey, how's it going?
Yo, what's up, man?
How are we doing? We're hanging out.
I'm doing great. High. How are you doing?
You know, I'm ready to get high, ready to hang out, have a nice little chat here. I know I saw you. Oh, I gotta turn the alerts off. They always get me with that. Look, there's always the one thing I forgot. But you wanna just give us a quick little introduction? Tell us, those who don't know, just a little bit about you.
Yeah, sure. How's it going, everybody? I'm JackthedabLad. I'm aspiring cannabis content creator. I've been watching Cewpins for huge years. I consider myself a huge fan, but I'm lucky enough to somewhat be friends with him. We used to hang out a little bit back in the day in Colorado Springs. I used to be a Twitch partnered streamer and helped run a streaming house called Down to Quest for a few years, where we did a lot of dope stuff. And now I'm kind of doing my own thing, trying to help creators like Cewpins and myself become like full-time content creators. Like obviously he is, but basically like I want to grow my own stuff, but also help out the cannabis content creator community as a whole, because I want to help us all win, basically.
Like what kind of stuff are you thinking, like, to help people win? It sounds interesting.
Dude, so my big idea for a long time has been to try to like get a Discord together that's basically like a community of content creators like ourselves, where, you know, someone like you who is like a YouTube master, you can share your YouTube secrets with someone maybe who's like crushing it on TikTok. And this person knows like the formula for like, you know, they've got 100,000 on TikTok, but they can't seem to get any traction on YouTube or Instagram or whatever. So I don't know. Sometimes like I just find myself like wishing I had more friends like yourself, or like people that do stuff like this, because I'm kind of like obsessed with it, you know, as people like us often are. But yeah, sorry, I'm ranting.
No, you're good. I'm trying to make sure I got all the audio stuff fixed. I forgot to do one thing and it's busted on my end, so I think we're good. I wanted to make sure.
Dude, I really want to thank you for inviting me, and I want to thank everyone in the chat for hanging out with us tonight. I'm so excited to be here.
No worries.
It's a huge W for me.
No worries. We are getting high, and I'm trying to make this a more regular thing, because it's fun and the chat likes it, and you know, it can be additional content for other platforms. Some things end up being interesting enough for a YouTube video or a short or something here and there. And then now we got the audio platforms rolling, so there's a lot of stuff. So, I mean, if you're watching this somewhere, make sure you're following on the High Chat Podcast on Spotify or Apple or wherever, because we just got it out there. And hopefully we can get, I don't know, a guest on per week or do something else. I want to try to mix in, I want to do a lot of one-on-ones, but then maybe try to do 2 or 3 guests and see how that works out, because I used to have more people on the show, but nice. I know you've done a lot of collaborative streaming through the Down to Quest house, like you mentioned. There was a lot of different types of content I remember seeing on there. So
yeah,
what's like some of the most fun things that you could do because you had a group of people when you were working, you know, in that area?
Interesting. That's an interesting question. I feel like it just gives you a little more leeway when it comes to trying to like do cool events or like sponsorships or anything like that. Just like having a big group of people, especially like at like conventions or events, like people think you're a lot cooler than you are when there's like 6 of you all dressed the same and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So it's a really great tactic.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really interesting. You know, we did like a lot of local stuff where I tried to do like my own like little talk show thing where we had local artists on that did all sorts of different stuff and try to like help promote them while getting super stoned and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think having a lot of people is powerful, but no offense to you, man, I don't really like see you doing stuff in person with a bunch of people. Well, I feel like the stuff you'd be doing would be probably more like this, like online, like sessions, which like that stuff, getting a few people in a Discord call or like the guest star thing like this. Um, that's like people would be stoked to do that. I think that's just a matter of like getting it going, you know, and like talking to people.
Yeah, this is like the easiest way to collab. I don't have to meet up with anybody. I don't have to drive anywhere or I don't know. I got trouble sometimes when it comes to traveling. I got pets and I got a lot of things that I manage and got to worry about. So it's like, I'm already going to be streaming at this time. So as long as I can connect with you beforehand and be like, hey, do you want a sesh? Then that's super easy. It seems to be one of the best ways. I want to open up to more in-person stuff, but I think, it's whatever's easier for me. People are like, hey man, I want to meet up in Florida and the state is so huge they'll end up being 9 hours away, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not driving over there. Dude, or whatever.
Right, yeah, I feel like doing stuff in person with people definitely, especially when it comes to our type of content, you know, weed stuff, definitely depends on where you're at. It's got to be way harder. Like even, you know, here in Colorado Springs, we're in a legal state, but the Colorado Springs cannabis culture just kind of sucks. So it's it would have been way easier to do something like that, like if we were up in Denver or a place that had a little more culture going on.
Yeah, it's that little medical stipulation, right? It's only medical shops in the Springs except in Manitou still.
Yep, I recently heard that apparently Grand Junction was that way until like a month ago, which is like a big city halfway through the Rockies.
I heard about that. I think there's a couple of them like that. It's interesting because, you know, everybody assumes it's recreational all over the whole state. I remember I thought it was like that when I first moved there. And I was like, I got to get a what? And they're like, don't worry.
It's crazy because there's really no way for someone to know. Like, it's annoying working at a dispensary. I just started working at one like a few months ago, and we get people coming in all the time thinking that they can just shop there because they live up in Denver, and they're like, oh, I'm down in the Springs, let's grab some weed. But there's really like no way for them to know that they have to have a medical card to shop at our store. Super weird.
It's deceiving too because you Google the stuff, you look online, and nothing specifies. You know, they'll have Google listings that just say, come in and get some weed today. And you're like, yeah, I'm going to do that. Like, I worked in a shop there. I remember just being a patient going into dispensaries. You'd see people walking all the time, just looking like tourists. Like, you can spot them from a mile away. Like, you don't look like this is a typical thing for you. You look like you're on vacation and you're trying to have a super good day. Like, just seeing people be like, sorry, this is medical only, you know, just being able to spot tourists. It's the weirdest thing because there's also so many dispensaries in the Springs. There's like probably over 100, right? I don't.
Definitely. Yeah, it's just like Oklahoma where there's just way too many dispos everywhere. A lot of the places are super struggling, have been for a while. So the places, well, I'm sure a lot of the places that were like the big dogs when you were here in town have gone out of business by now or are on their way.
A few of my favorite shops. I don't know if I love the big dogs, but like there's just a few small shops that just, it's hard to, I never saw anybody in there. Like, how are you guys making any money? I don't know. It gets wild because there are a lot of options.
Do you remember what year you were working in the dispensaries? Because I've heard so many like crazy stories. I feel like the craziest years in the industry were like from like 2013 to like 2016. So I'm curious if you were working at all in that period.
In 2015 and 2016.
Nice.
For a bit, and I heard a lot of the crazy stories. People They did a lot of weird stuff. I don't know how it is now, but the computer systems used to not be as elaborate as they are now, tracking what everybody was doing. So it's kind of wild.
Dude, you want to get high?
Yeah, I do. Well, what you got? What are you working with today?
I got all sorts of dabs. I just went and picked up a special gram to share and show you guys. Do you care if I do any other camera angles or anything like that? Like show off my dab camera or anything like that?
If it's
I'll
like
make it so that
easy.
it'll be right here. I can just set it up so it shows up super easy.
Yeah, if it's easy for you to do. When it's not 10 minutes of troubleshooting, then I'm gonna edit out later or something.
Nah, dude.
I think we'll be good.
So this
is a little split container. They sell it like that?
Yeah, it's a split gram. You ever get any of these in Florida?
I've seen them. I used to just have containers that I would buy stuff and put it in there.
It's like a total gimmick, but it's kind of cool. I got half the gram is Forza Straw Guava cold cure, and the other half is solventless diamonds.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of cool to be able to like check out the two different forms of solventless concentrate.
And you said it's like a gimmick. I like the gimmick stuff. We don't really have too much of that here. It's just like medical products. But you got a lot of gimmick things where they'll sell you a weekender pack with a quarter of flour, a gram of concentrate, and a pre-roll or something, or a vape pen. It's like, let's go, dude. I gotta get my whole supply for the weekend in one deal.
All right, so this is my dab camera here, guys.
Oh yeah, I've seen this. Wait, I don't know if I've ever asked. Is this one of those cameras you clean your ear with?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, because I was thinking about it.
Sorry, I'm doing it the old way. This is how I meant to do it.
Oh, you're good.
There we go. So, Forza Straw Guava, cold cure, and my rosin diamonds.
Look at that. We got the production here, chat.
Get in there. Let's grab some of these diamonds. This stuff is sticky, though.
Crikey.
Boom.
Chat, the earwax cam coming through. Wait, this is cool. I'm not even gonna get high.
Dude, I'll send you one if you want one.
No, I was looking into it. I've seen them around, so it might be something I gotta check out. I might want one. I might need two of them. One for its actual purpose, just to see what's going on. Like,
dude, ear health is. I'm so glad that stuff started going viral on TikTok because it's important, man.
It just on the real. Are you doing some great work inside your ears with that?
No, dude, I've actually never looked inside my ears. I'm low key sketched out about it. All right, I'm heating my shit up. Cheers. Oh, bro, this shit is sizzling like a motherfucker. What the fuck?
Bro says ear health. Yeah, I never tried it though. Like,
yo, what the fuck is in my banger? This shit is sizzling like crazy.
A little water in there or something. It's usually water.
It must be. Oh my goodness.
What is that? What's the rig you're using?
How embarrassing. Bear with me, y'all.
What's the rig?
This is a Dr. Dabber Boost.
Oh, yeah. The way the chamber is set up, that's another reason I don't like it. It just, you can get water in it. Did you put water in the glass top tonight or in the past hour?
I just cleaned it, so it could be that.
Yeah. Any residual water sitting on the bottom of the glass can just fall right in. It's a weird setup. I don't know if I love it.
What are you smoking on, man?
It does some decent hits. I got a few things out. I got some rosin, but I just ground up some creme de la creme flour, and I've been getting some smalls from this dispensary. They're smalls, but they have the biggest smalls I've ever seen, so I just keep getting them. I'm like, they're lying. It's a quarter, but you get like a regular eighth, and then they sprinkle in a few tiny little buds in there, and you're like, that's not so bad. That's like getting a quarter. I don't know.
Nice.
So I've just been
I love when that happens. I've actually started vaping a lot more flour lately too.
What are you vaping it with? Just curious.
I just have a volcano. I want to get a cool ball vape or hammer vape one day. Join the Cewpins Club, the Chub Club, like everybody on Reddit.
It's wild. It made me like vaping flower when I was sure I didn't like it.
Oh man, I miss doing bong rips too. So that was like how I first started smoking. So I know I'm gonna get into it one day once I get my
Yeah,
bags up,
it
or I
had to
find a
be
company that wants to work with me.
it had to be bong rips for me. I just hitting out of a hose sucks. Hitting out of a little device sucks. Like
Whips, a little whip action sucks.
I don't like the whip. It's a
Dude,
no-no for me. I need a glass piece. I need a nice one.
my friend was trying to sell me like some other random herb vaporizer, but it just has a whip on it. And I was wondering, I was like, I wonder if I can throw that through a bong. But maybe that's not a good idea.
It's doable. It's doable. They're meant for like a longer, lighter draw, not quite a bong rip type hit, you know?
Okay.
No, for that low, like dab.
I'm so sad
bubble it.
about how fucked up that first dab was. We got to try again.
Whew.
Attempt number 2 with the diamonds. Here we go.
Diamonds number 2.
And my camera got frozen, of course. I just can't win. That's all right.
It's stuff out here.
Bro, the cannabis content creation life, Cewpins, they don't want us to win, man. What do you feel like is the biggest obstacle you've been facing lately in your cannabis content creation, man?
Apart from technical difficulties? Actually, no, I really think it's technical difficulties. I was editing something today, and for like...
Oh, yeah?
I broke my editor, like my video editor, for 25 minutes. Like I pressed a key or something. Like I don't know exactly what I did, but I couldn't I couldn't use it properly for 25 minutes. Like every time I go to select a clip to try to delete a little segment, it would select the whole thing, so I could only delete or move everything. And it took me 25 minutes to figure out. And I was searching tutorials and looking stuff up. And then I just like figured it out. I was like, well, what buttons did I push? Let me see. Maybe I fat fingered the one next to it. And I just kept hitting stuff. And I figured it out. Like I grouped every clip in Premiere Pro for any editors out there. I grouped the whole thing, and it was one big group. And
they'll hurt you or they'll help you?
No, it was bad. But apart from that, I think my biggest struggle as a cannabis content creator, for me, it seems like inconsistency in like what I get like moderated, like what they delete, what
From
they
the
allow
platforms. Yeah.
from the platforms. Like what's good today might not be good tomorrow. And sometimes what wasn't good months or years ago, it's fine today. It's fine now. Like I see that on some stuff, and it's so weird. Like I don't know. I can't even make sense of it. It's hard to explain. I try to take notes on what happened, so I can be like, all right, so this is how it is. And then the next time you approach something and it's not how it is, and it's like, well, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know.
Yeah.
And the lack of communication, especially when you make some of these platforms money, because if they're paying you out, they're getting a cut too. So you'd think they'd be able to afford to pay somebody to be like, all right, so we looked into your account. This is what you're doing wrong. If you stop doing X, Y, and Z, you'll be fine. And it's just like you get this obscure email and you're like, this doesn't make any sense. How am I making harmful content? I don't know. So you get weird stuff. So I think it's inconsistency in just not being sure what to do or what not to do.
Yeah, no, I totally see that. And that's part of like my whole idea with the trying to make a community of content creators is being able to share those types of ideas. And then like the dream is basically like if all of a sudden certain platform is like banning a bunch of cannabis people or something like that, you know, maybe we even one day are like a big enough group and like coordinated and collaborative enough where we're like, all right, fuck this platform then, you know, we'll all go over here or something. And then maybe we can actually like have a little more punching power. I don't know what the fucking word is to negotiate with these platforms.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll ever get the leeway or the power with the platforms, but moving to platforms and doing other stuff, it's something you almost have to do because there's always going to be a new social media platform. Every 5 years there's going to be something new. Like we're going to be live on something or talking about something. that we don't know about right now, especially if you're trying to do it long term. So I guess it's preparing for what's next and adapting. And I think that's one thing I see a lot of people in any kind of space is they don't adapt and evolve. They like set their game plan out and they're going to do that for the next 25 years or whatever. And it's like, well, this doesn't work anymore. You got to switch it up a little bit, buddy. So I think for me, it's just being ready for what could come next or what I could do differently. And sometimes it's being on the same platform and just doing it a little bit differently or switching up how you do it.
Well, dude, I want to say that you've always been really inspiring to me. I think the way you go about things, like definitely on YouTube, has always been super duper smart with the way you have always like tried to get people over into your Twitch streams and like not really doing much of the smoking on YouTube. Like to me, you've always been like one of the most like intelligent and like if anyone should be able to do it full time and like make it, I guess, like I see you as one of those people. And you know, I think you've done a really good job also at like experimenting with other platforms and trying new things. And you know, that's what we have to do, especially as cannabis content creators, because we have so many obstacles like with fucking censorship and shit. You know, we should be constantly trying new stuff. And
no, you're right.
If shit doesn't work, we throw it away and try something else or stick to what does work. Yeah. So I really want to applaud you for that, man. Let's do another dab. I swear to God, I heard those diamonds sizzle a little bit again. It might just have a little water in there. I'm gonna try some normal rosin here.
It could be the concentrate. Sometimes you find something through the extraction process. They got left a little something in there. I've bought dabs that sizzle before, and it's like, what's going on here? It's not my setup. I just put something else on here. So I guess there's a few factors for that. You said you got some rosin? Where's the rosin from?
This is actually, dude, do you know, I was going to ask you this. Do you know Bear Mountain Studios?
That's the glass maker. Place? I think you asked me about it before. They make the really tall, the big RBR.
They make the RBRs and the crazy stuff. Yeah, he does all the crazy glass stuff.
I seen it like on maybe Instagram or something. I'm familiar.
I was able to, he did an open invitation to his studio basically where anyone who was on his mailing list could come check it out. And so I was able to go and it was super duper awesome. This guy is like a glass blowing legend. And I entered a raffle and ended up winning this gram of hash and a bunch of other like freeze dried candy that I'm going to put in people's stockings for Christmas. Nice. I'm super, dude, it was pretty dope. It was one of the most fun nights in a while. I kept telling people I was in dabbing heaven because they just have like RBRs everywhere, these crazy like foot long terp slurpers and just the most wildest glass you could imagine. I remember telling you about it because I remember that I thought you specifically would love it, man.
Yeah, the tall slurper just looks like some stoner fuckery I can get down with. Like, let's fuck around. I know you love
your challenge smoking from time to time.
Yeah, that big RBR looked like a nice fun pull. The 18 mil one.
Yeah, that shit was awesome. The juggernaut.
Sometimes the more fun you make the getting high part, the higher you are just because of that. Like,
exactly.
Or you got a really crazy setup. You're gonna use it a lot because you're never doing that again. Like I've had that on a few of them. Like, let's get these in now because I'm not doing this again. Like,
yeah, it's like so much effort. You're like, we're really gonna take advantage of this. Dude, that's why I always use my freaking camera. Like even when I'm not like making content or streaming, it's just so much fun to look at your dabs as they vaporize and stuff, and look at them up close.
No, that sounds...
Can't get enough of it.
Sounds just right. The wax cam. Look at it go.
This stuff is from a dude named Organic Garden Dog. And it's... Bro, I have endless water in my banger right now. I'm sizzling again. I feel like such a fucking scrub. I'm so sad. Life goes on, though. Speaking of life goes on, dude, did you see the tweet I made earlier today.
Oh man, I was gonna ask you about that, but then I was gonna ask if I
don't
can
know
ask
if
you about that.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to talk about it if you want to. It's definitely an interesting subject. It's not fun to talk about, but I'm happy to.
Well, you know, hit your dab and then we'll run it.
Yeah, I'm gonna need this dab, chat. You don't know what's coming right here. I've
You're watching or
had a
listening.
long week. We'll say
Take
that.
a hit. Take a hit with us. Ooh. So, I'll give my quick interpretation of it while you're getting high there. Our guy Jack here has had a rough week, because he has essentially got something stolen from him. It sucks to say, but the thing that was stolen is worth a lot, and maybe somebody can learn a lesson from what happened from this story, but it's not. I know it's not fun, bro, and I am sorry you're going through that.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully you invited me to do the show today and not 5 days ago, because I would have been a wreck. But yeah, I've found it somewhat easy to find the positive light in it, or the silver lining, I guess is how we say it. Because in 2017, I was lucky enough to claim or mint 3 NFTs that end up becoming some of the most important NFTs ever created. If you don't know what an NFT thing is, it's a crypto thing. But I had 3 CryptoPunks, and I have held one since 2017, and it was like my main thing, and kind of gives you like a little bit of social status in the crypto community and other such perks and stuff. And literally, it's 100% my own fault due to my own foolishness and greed that I interacted with a scam NFT that was in my wallet, something that I have avoided doing and said no to hundreds of times over 4 years. And I did it, and my wallet got drained. And that one, was a few different NFTs that I
Interacted
lost.
with what you said?
It was a scam NFT. So it's basically like a fake one that someone sent me that makes me think I own something that I don't, or something like that. There's a few different ways. It was like a company that I have a few NFTs from already. They basically like made it seem like it was from that company, which is Artifact. And it was just like a Murakami merch collab thing. And I was just like, oh, this is fucking cool. Let's get it.
Damn.
And then boom.
Yeah, it's wild. I mean, not a lot of people know too much about NFTs, but there's so many out there that aren't worth anything. But the ones that you had are actually the valuable ones. Like most of them are, they had a run or they were popular for a while. But the CryptoPunks are like those are the top ones. Yeah,
consistently.
That's the one you wish, because I
like,
have some NFTs just to disclose, but I don't got one of those. Like that's the one I'm like, dang, why don't I have one of those? And
so guys, I'll just say this: the day it was stolen, it was quickly sold to an eager buyer for the low price of $140,000. I had thought about selling it for a couple $100,000 last year to buy a house, but the housing market wasn't great, so I was kind of just holding the bag, hoping that it would go appreciate in value, and utilizing the whatever perks I could get from it. But
yeah, and that's a real transaction, chat. Somebody bought it for $140,000, and he probably, if he wanted to sell it, could have sold it for a bit more. Like,
yeah, all these transactions are publicly tracked on Twitter. There's like a little Twitter sales bot, so it came up, and people saw the price of the transaction, and they were just like, "Wow, that's a fucking steal." And then a few people actually knew that it had been stolen from me, because I reached out to one of my friends who also owns a CryptoPunk. He talked to a few people and kind of let people know. But the sad thing is, there's really not much that can be done. I filed a police report, but I have zero hopes of anything coming from it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm trying to dream of a Filza scenario. Do you know who Filza is?
I heard about
He's
it
a
in your video,
Minecraft guy.
Minecraft. Yeah.
Yeah, I talked about it a little bit in my tweet. He's just a dude that I used to be homies with, who I always loved his stuff. And then he died in a Minecraft world, and it was like totally tragic and heartbreaking from him. But it ended up making him go viral, which I don't think this is going to make me go viral at all. But I'm literally trying to like use it for whatever social currency I can. Like, hey, dude, I just lost $300,000. Check out my YouTube video.
Did you post a video about it?
What do you mean? Like on YouTube?
How you going viral with it? Did you post a video about it?
I posted the tweet. I tweeted. I'm gonna post videos to all platforms probably about it eventually.
Yeah, but I mean that's a viral video. I lost, you could say $140,000, whatever it was bought for, the exact price, or you could say, I lost how much it was worth at some point. That might be the way to do it. I lost you get an actual screenshot of the amount and just make a video talking about how you lost it. I'd click that. You lost $140,000. I mean, you can sweeten it up because I clicked the link or click the scam, or you can just put I got scammed and minus 140K. I don't know. There's ways to do it. Viral video. Trying to get those gears turning. I don't know. Yeah,
dude. Yeah, it's been something that it's been rattling around in my brain. Like, how the fuck can I make something good come out of this, man?
Yeah.
Which literally, that's why I was so excited. I will.
Don't smoke in the video, because then they'll age your shit to it.
Yeah,
and then nobody will see it.
Yeah.
And then, don't make it too long.
Yeah. Short and sweet.
Short and sweet. Not too short, but not too long. Whatever seems right.
That's why I really wanted to thank you though, man, because I was literally like dealing with this bullshit and like kind of thinking like, damn, how can I make this like a good thing? Like, how can I not feel like absolute shit? And you hit me up, and when Cewpins first messaged me, guys, he was just like, you want to be on my stream? I had no idea I was going to be on a freaking podcast.
It was a secret at the time.
Yeah, it was a fun secret. I kind of like how you did that.
Secret. Yeah, the other people didn't know. I maybe mentioned to like one person, but like some people are like, oh yeah, we did that months ago. Like the first episode I think was recorded in June, like 6 months ago. So a little while, but it's better to drop, I guess, a bunch of episodes instead of being like, check out my podcast. I have one episode. Like it's better to have a few. So I dropped it with 7, or initially promoted it with 7.
Yeah, no, I like the way you did it. I think it's super smart. I do want to say, with all the crypto stuff, even with my tragedy, my bag fumbling, I still really like crypto, and I think it has a lot of potential to change the world and make things better for a lot of different people. It's unfortunate because I like had an idea to make a video like how anybody can make money for crypto or like better their life. But I feel like that'd be like a weird video to make right now after having lost so much money.
Yeah,
it's
start
like, hey,
with
listen
the
negative. To my crypto advice.
Yeah, start off with the negative and then build back into the positive. Once it's there, you got to work towards it. Yeah, the technology, I guess, is cool, but yeah, there's so many scams. It's hard to talk to anybody about without them going no, and they get scammed just by talking to you. So,
yeah.
I don't know, not to bring back the scams, but it's just, yeah, it's a tough subject for some people. I don't know. It's almost like politics or religion. It's like some people are like, whoa, buddy, what are you bringing that up for? Coins? I don't know. I've talked about it a little bit on my stream before, but it's just, I guess I've learned.
Oh, that reminds me. Yeah, back in the day, I was looking at our Twitter DMs. I tried to get you to make your own creator coin with Rally. Our old streaming house had our own cryptocurrency, and it was actually super dope. Like, it was beneficial for us, but a lot of our fans like made a good amount of money, and it provided a bunch of cool value for them. But I was totally trying to convince Cewpins to do that way back in the day.
Is it still going? Is that
no? That shit died.
Oh, okay. We're good.
At one point I had like 100K in there, and it turned into 0. So
God.
That's kind of how the crypto goes. That's why you definitely like should take your bag when you get it and like fuck holding and shit like that. I never really played my cards the best or even right. But that being said, like crypto paid my bills for like 2 years. It really enabled me to do a lot more as a content creator. And I feel like through that, I was able to rely a lot less on like donations and bits from people, which for me is like a big goal right now. Like, obviously, I don't make any money as a content creator, but if I do ever get to the point where I am making money, I hope that it's not the money of the people that are supporting me or my fans. That's why I commend you for promoting Amazon Prime so much. Like, you guys think that's a sellout thing to do, or your fans might think that's a sellout thing to do. But
no, they're geniuses. They know.
Yeah, no, I know it to be the fact that like he's really helping you support him to keep creating what he's doing, keep creating what you're doing. Sorry, I keep speaking in like third person. Like
in my opinion, it's weird
I'm
to
used
say
to talking to like everyone in the chat too.
It's weird to do back and forth for me too, but like it's weird to say give me money or subscribe to me monthly like Netflix. But if you have Amazon the Prime, like it's a free one. That one I talk about, but people do all the other ones. Like, they give subs and bits too. We got a lot of cool homies in the chat. Twitch is fun for that, but that I talk about Prime the most because like some people are like, wait, I have that, and they need to hear it 7 times before they actually do it. Like some people heard it 100 times before they actually link their Amazon Prime and subscribe. And they're like, oh, is that easy? And I can do it every month and get a free sub and give Cewpins Jeff Bezos weed money? Like, it's just, figure out what works. Also, have you done any watch parties on Prime?
No. I tried one back in the day. The other dudes in the house were always the big watch party. I'm not a big TV guy, really, so I've never really done much of that.
I like movies. I guess I just don't have a ton of time to watch stuff, so when I can just
watch
do it.
Stream.
Yeah, when I can just do it like that. Do it towards the end of my stream when it's gonna, it's gonna get a little quieter anyway. We can just, I don't talk as much, and I'm just looking at cool stuff on the screen, and everybody else is. I think last time we did one, the movie that we watched, 8 Crazy Nights, was on like a lot of platforms. It wasn't just on Prime. It was like on YouTube. So it was. I think I'm gonna look for more of that because like if more people can watch, they don't necessarily need the Prime. That's more inclusive. I like it.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. You know
I had it. I'm just hitting a reheat of the last one.
Okay.
I was also gonna make a quick comment. It's also perfect for watching the movies that we don't want to watch with our girlfriends or significant others. The ones that the others aren't into.
There you go. There's the perks.
The Stone of Flicks or bro movies. I don't know.
Bro movies. Yeah, there's some
anime, whatever they're not into.
Some guy movies where you get the, what is this? What do we watch? Why are you making me watch this? Oh man.
Dude, did you watch the Barbie movie?
No. I don't know. I had to think about it.
I loved it and I cried a lot. I really enjoyed it, but I'm
you
not
crying?
I cried a ton, dude. So much.
It's a tearjerker?
For me.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm an emotional guy, man.
Okay. Like not crying, laughing, like.
No.
Okay.
It got me.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe I won't watch it then if it's gonna do that. Look.
Dude, yeah, definitely don't. Crying is scary, right?
Yeah, no, seriously. What if somebody sees? Yo. Who knows? I guess it depends. Like, I cried when Dumbledore died in the Harry Potter movie, like in the 5th one.
Definitely.
Why, bro? He's my principal, bro, for 5 years. I was there too.
He's like everybody's grandpa. He's like our magical grandpa.
That was a tough one. What movie got you the hardest?
Dang. Dude, I feel like I've only gotten more emotional as I've grown older. Like, I feel like I didn't care about stuff like that. Like, stuff didn't get to me as much as I was younger.
I think being high adds to it, too. I'm not sure.
Totally. That's totally a thing. I'm trying to think, man. A death that floored me in a film. Bro,
I mean,
my recall is
It
pretty
doesn't
bad.
have to be a death, right? It could have just been something that got you for some other reason. I don't know. I was just asking a dumb question. It wasn't supposed to be a hard one.
No, it's not dumb. It's something that most humans would have a good answer to. I
Yeah, I don't
apologize,
know.
everyone.
I don't have answers to questions like that either. People ask me stuff, and I'm like, I don't. What are movies? No, I never heard of any movies.
I'm gonna punt to talking about how much I loved your last episode with Duty Beard. I love him. The one speed round where you guys did where he was like 4 pass, and then he started doing another one. Oh man, there's some really good moments in that.
I don't even
episode.
remember what that question was, but that was a good moment. What was the?
You had him do a speed round about top chat. Who else has watched it? It was a top something. Are we bringing it back? Making a recurring segment?
Yeah.
Oh, top residues. I remember. He was listing off his top residue, and all of
Top
it was
5
food. I was
residues.
like, dab residue, yo, rosin residue. Easy. Okay, 1, dab residue. 2, rosin residue. 3, I'm going to steal his pudding residue. 4, oh, dude, I'm so... He was
That's
so
what the pass
fast,
is
man.
for. That's what you missed the pass.
5, yeah. I didn't want to steal his joke, though, man. I felt, you know, it was a funny joke, and I really admire that, and I don't want to steal it, but I did, because I failed. 5th final residue is going to be...
I don't think you can pass
Toothpaste
twice.
residue.
You got
I definitely can't.
toothpaste residues in your top 5 favorite. All right, Chad. I don't know about this guy anymore. Look,
Cut the program.
What, do you brush your teeth?
Get him out of here. I sure do.
You don't swish bacon grease every night? That's the real thing. You don't swish coconut oil instead? No, I'm just kidding. I think you do that in addition to.
Apologies. Excuse me for a second. My nose runs like crazy when I do a bunch of dabs. I don't know if anyone else is like that. Is that only does that only happen to people because they're allergic? Does that mean I'm allergic, or does that just happen to people? Because I thought it just happened to people.
I think boogers like dabs, so they show up. Like, hey, bro, you like us?
It's a terps, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think so.
I have
It
no
could be the
shame in it.
terps. It's after
cough
you
like
dab or
crazy,
before?
And after, definitely.
Because breaking up weed, you get like trichomes and particulates floating around in your sinus area. That'll make it run. But then, yeah, the terps on the way out, if you're hitting the exhale, that gives you a little tickle on the inside. So maybe just a tickle in general brings the mucus. I don't know. We got to ask somebody who owns a lab coat, unironically. I got to get one ironically, though. Like, because that would be cool. Bong rips and
You could rock
lab
it.
coats. I
I feel
think
like
it would
you've
make a
got the
bong
body
rip look
type.
cooler.
I feel like longer, slender people rock lab coats better.
Yeah.
Like my torso is kind of small. I feel like I'd look weird.
Yeah,
like
I
a
gotta go
child.
for the Bill Nye fit, you know.
Dude,
Maybe put some
I'd love to
those
be-
goggles on.
low-key, that's like a pipe dream of mine, is to try to be the Bill Nye of
Run it.
dabs. Because he's like my great uncle or something. He's like my grandma's cousin. Never met
Whoa.
him though. Yeah, dude.
Yo.
I used to tell people that all the time. That's one of my claims to
Whoa.
fame, dude. I'm just on my way, bro. What can I say? It's like
Whoa.
everywhere I look, it's like fucking 6 steps of separation towards. I don't know.
Hey. So like, you Jack Nye?
Sounds kind of weird.
It does.
I've never said or heard that.
The science guy. No, I've never
Jack
heard of that
Nye,
either.
the dab lad. No,
Jack a knife. Oh.
no, that was my grandma's maiden name was Nye.
That's pretty.
So I have a different last name.
That's pretty cool though. Dang, I'm
is
not
cool.
related to Bill Nye.
Dude,
I'm over here.
What's up?
Like, what? Hang on. This is
I
happening.
mean, it's just one of those things that's like a cool thing to tell people, but
No, you're right.
other than that, it has zero effect on your life.
Bill Nye's
like, it could be a lie. It could be true. Yeah, dude, he doesn't know who I am.
Yeah.
He probably barely knew who my grandma was. That was probably a busy
yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. He probably. I'm sure my grandma met him like twice or something.
Bill Nye is watching this podcast right now. Like, who the fuck
He's
is
like,
this
there
guy?
he is, my long lost great nephew. I've been searching everywhere for my successor, someone to take the reins, and he just has like all this funding ready for some cannabis educational thing. That would be fun, man. I've started doing. Did you ever do anything like this? I started doing pop-ups where I go to the doctor's clinics and I just hang out in the lobby and talk to people about weed and stuff to try to help promote the dispensary I work at.
Like, you just in the doctor's office at the med shop, like, hey,
yeah, where people get their medical cards.
Oh, nice. Because
People think I'm
there's a
there
lot
for
of
my
people
card
there.
a lot, and then I start talking to them, and they're like, "What the fuck?" I try to get the vibe fast. I pretty much just try to make friends, but I tell people, I'm like, I'm here if you have any questions about products, because like doctors aren't going to tell people about like carts or like what edibles are good or anything like that. So I'm like, if
They're
you have
like,
questions,
get a
about your first
vaporizer.
time
Here's
visit-
your card.
Yeah, dude, I don't think they even say stuff like that. They're like, people seem to like smoking a lot.
I got my medical card 5 times in Colorado Springs, and I think once in Pueblo, but every time they hit me with do you use a vaporizer? No,
Really?
It's better than smoking. 5 times. It was the... I was shocked. I was like, this must be
They
like
got
a
you to where you are
requirement.
today.
They
You should
might
thank
sell a
them.
vaporizer. I don't know. They never tried to sell it to me, I guess. I don't know.
When was the last time you combusted?
I think in May.
Getting into the hard-hitting questions.
No, I think in May. I think it's been like... I did a stream on 5/20 where I did combustion, and I think I did it for like a few days after. Maybe like a day or 2. I don't know. I did like a whole event out of it. The Bustin' Makes Me Feel Good event. Look.
I remember that shit.
Yeah, it's been a while. But are you doing flower combustion often?
No. I used to enjoy being the kind of person that never said no to any sort of weed. But now I usually say no to any type of like joint or smoke. Only for like if it's something super special to smoke or special people, I'll take some hits. But usually it's only a couple puffs.
There you go.
Cause yeah, dude, I always just don't like the taste. But I definitely lately have been feeling like flower has a lot more medicinal power and quality. So if I was really trying to like take the best care of myself, I feel like I would be vaping flower like crazy. But I just love dabs so much and the flavors of them. And I'm like too lazy to like grind up the flower and shit. It's crazy that like dabs have become the lazy way to get high almost.
Yeah.
With an
No,
E-rig.
it's the streamline. You can do a ton at once, where you can't quite do that with flower. Some people
I didn't
that
think
do
about that
shortcutting.
aspect. Yeah, just the quantity aspect. It's so much easier to do a fuck ton.
Yeah.
Like,
That's one of the biggest draws for a lot of people. Because, I mean, you're going to take whatever you're going to take. But, like, if you can take more and more and more, flower has its limits with how harsh or just how much you can get to vape at once. But with the dabs, bro, get a bigger banger, get a bigger torch, get a bigger dab.
dude, I was thinking about slurpers lately that could make for like an interesting video. I don't know if people talk about this much, but the main thing that changes slurpers is because the airflow comes up through the banger instead of other ones where it's down into the bottom. So like in every banger other than a slurper, essentially the bottom base is like doing the majority of the work, unless you have special methods or like pearls to get it up onto the sidewalls. But it's really almost all about the bottom. Whereas like a slurper actually employs like a lot more of the sidewalls and like the rest of the banger. I never really thought about that before.
Yeah, I have a video on it, and that's basically what it talks about. Is a slurper's better for a larger one.
Then.
It's got more surface area overall, but it's a bit more work to do. So I usually tell people, like, if you're gonna do fewer dabs and larger dabs, a slurper might be better, but like it's more work either way. But it's gonna handle a larger dab easier if you got it down. And for some people, the hit is a little different too, depending on the style of banger you have. Most of them usually have a longer hit, where a slurper is kind of like a bigger, shorter hit because you have more of that surface area, so more of the concentrate is vaporizing at the same time instead of it waiting in line. That's one thing
I'm not crazy about slurpers personally is I like my dabs to like involve breath work. You know, I like to be like inhaling and exhaling for like minutes almost, rather than just like one and done. So that's really where the beauty of like e-rigs and getting some sort of electronics involved is for me.
Yeah, e-rigs, e-nails, I like the long, I want to breathe dabs for a minute or two. Like, that gets you high. One big hit can do it.
That's where the best flavor is, too.
Yeah, there you go. The best flavor. And it's like a smoother overall instead of like, let me just really wreck myself and see if I can, you know, get myself super high. Let me enjoy the hit. I'm going to take the same hit, but let me enjoy it. Let me eat the sandwich nice and slow instead of just one bite. It's done.
Yeah. Yeah, like with nice garnishes on the side and stuff. Really taking your time with it. Dude, here's a random question. When's the last time you did a slurper dab?
Not too long ago, if we count. Yeah. I have it's a blender. It's similar to a slurper. It's just like a little smaller, a little wider in some cases. But I have one that's like an alligator head or a crocodile head or something. I think I did that not too long ago.
The super fucking heady one. That one's so cool.
It wasn't that expensive. It was like $70 at like a head shop or something. Like, I don't know. Not crazy.
Some weird. Yeah.
But it looks cool. Yeah. Stuff that looks cool, they're all about. But then you get all the super glass nerds who do have the $1,000 version of it, and they're like, yours isn't as pretty as mine. I don't know. Like, I still got high.
Like, you have to shake the hand of the man who makes your banger.
Yeah, it is wild. I think some people are super snob, and if you want to be, that's cool. If you want to be like super snobby about your glass, and it's got to be from the US, I got to know the guy, he's got to be related to me or something. I don't know, like some people get wild with it, but like they might do that with everything else. So like they might only buy American made everything, and like they made their TV themselves or something, you know what I mean? 'Cause they don't make those here, but you know. They might be like that with everything. We don't know. They're not.
Yeah, dude, that would be a great like sketch video. It's like if people treated other products how they treat their glass. And
I might like, have one. Or I have
like,
one
who made this?
Yeah.
Do you guys know the guy who made this? Is this imported?
No, this is Steve. Yeah, my cousin. Yeah, he makes pipes. Oh man. Yeah, there's so much glass out there too. I think there's a large world of art, and bro, I have a couple of nicer art pieces, not even that artsy, maybe one, but I don't want to use it. It's expensive. I'll break it. Like
I've never owned glass like that, but I would imagine I will be the same way.
No, I didn't. Well, my nicest piece somebody gave me as a gift, so I'm that makes it extra. Like, oh, if I break it, I messed up big time. Like, I don't know. So it is wild. That is, but you know, you spend your money on what you spend it on. Some people buy glass, and similar to other investments, they can sell it later. And some
it's an asset if you can keep it in condition and not break it or get it stolen.
Or just absolutely wreck it with some hits and use it a bunch and then chip it up. I don't know, like you just keep it nice. Some people do collect glass like that, and you can sell some nice pieces, the rare stuff. But I don't know too much about what would be worth you know, somebody knows, but I don't know too much about what would be worth stuff in the future.
Dude, the people that walk up and like know the artist of all these different glass, like they're just like encyclopedias of knowledge for like glass blowers names. I'm just like,
there's a few people like that in the chat. I've seen. I've just scrolled random glass pages and there's just different pieces from different artists. It's like, how are you naming the artist? And then I check and you're right. Like how you just know. But I mean, if you blow glass yourself and you're into it, like, I don't know.
Definitely that would make it a lot easier if someone is a glass blower themselves. But for someone to just admire it and love it so much that they have that amount of knowledge, that shit's so cool. What do you think like would be the next piece of glass you're gonna get? You think you're in the market for anything?
No more glass. I'm full.
Is that you feel like you just like don't ever want anymore?
Yeah, I'm very cautious with glass. I'm trying to get rid of some stuff because I know I'm gonna get more just in the future on purpose or an accident. So I'm trying to get rid of some stuff because I'm like, what am I literally never gonna use and do I not give a fuck about? Because I have just a ton of pieces, but in my next piece, it might be like Puffco glass or something else.
You have a couple cool Puffco tops, don't you?
Yeah, I have a couple. There's one that I like just because it switches the mouthpiece to like a flat surface instead of me trying to hit that cone that is going to catch my tooth 4 out of 1,000 times.
Yeah, that cone.
I don't like the cone.
Not crazy about it either. I definitely don't like anything that's a straight down mouthpiece.
It makes sense for balance, and my other glass, it's so bottom or back heavy it can tip over like with a gust of wind, like not even a tough one. Like it makes sense for balance, but like my tooth, it got me. I don't know. It doesn't get everybody because some people are like, how are you hitting your... And I'm like, never mind. It's me. I really want that dab. I really want to hit it.
Just gotta get in there. Can't help myself.
What are you using? You're using the Boost. What other devices you got? You said the Volcano for flower.
Yeah, I have the XS as well. Those are pretty much my daily drivers. Are the Dr. Dabber e-rigs. I'm pretty simple, and I'm just like a broke bitch. I'd love to try a Carta or the newer Puffcos, maybe one day. But
there's so many options out there. Like it's kind of wild how many e-rigs
these
are.
Guys do the job.
Yeah, I have a bunch of them, but then there's still like 20, 30 other ones that I'll never buy or I don't even know about. Or I've seen a lot of wild stuff, but most of them they're not good. There's a lot of strange ones out there. But you know,
let's get higher.
There's gonna be more
in the future. Let's see if I can do a dab that doesn't crackle.
More devices in the future. I'm like wondering what are they gonna figure out in the next? Because like even the last 5 years of e-rigs and devices, it's like, all right, we got some huge upgrades if you think about it. But like, what are we gonna have in 5 more years? I don't know.
Dude, I love the way that like weed technology has evolved since legalization, because all the freaking money's coming into it. And and then that's why I used to like work in a head shop and like sell volcanoes and shit. It's super fascinating to me that the volcano has stayed the same pretty much over all these years, while there's all these new products coming and going and coming and going.
Yeah, the OG Volcano, I say this all the time, came out before the original Xbox.
That's pretty crazy.
You could take Volcano bag rips before you could play Halo Evolved or Combat Evolved. That blows my mind. That is so crazy. You could do Volcano bag rips before you could drive around in a Warthog. Like, there's no way. Like, I don't... the earliest versions of it, I think it's 2000, 2001, something like that. I'm like, there's no way, bro. Like, there's no way. Y2K happened, and then they're like, the next year, like, we got a volcano. Like, hey, there's no way. Like, I don't know. That's crazy.
here's a question I don't know if I've ever heard you talk about. Have you ever, or when did you first start smoking weed?
Oh, I don't smoke weed. I vape it.
When did you first start vaping weed? My apologies. So sorry.
Oh, I don't know. A couple hours ago. When did you start? I don't know.
Way early in the day today, if we're talking today.
I tried it a few times. I think after high school. I didn't smoke weed in high school, guys. I
Dude,
didn't.
I knew it. Me too. We're good kids. Look at us.
I genuinely believed it
Where
was
did
gonna
you go
put
to high
holes in my
school?
brain. In Florida. I genuinely believed. I got offers, and everybody thought I was a pothead. This was the craziest part. Because people would be like,
I can see it.
I'm like, get out of here, druggie. Like I'd be genuine about it. Like people would ask me, and I get out of here, stoner scum. Like I don't know. That was kind of weird. But then like, you're really drunk one time, and somebody's like, smoke this, and you're like, okay. And then you're like, damn, it wasn't so bad.
That's how it was the first time you tried it. You just turned at a party or something.
Something like that. It was like the first time. I don't even
some
know
big
if I got
planned
high.
event. I feel like I had been. It was like a planned thing where it's like, this Tuesday we're gonna try weed. And I was like 20.
Meet me at 410 so we can get high at 420. Like I don't know.
At the park. It was at the park too, and I was like stone cold sober. Dude, it was a lot of fun. I had a great time. It was two of my best friends from high school. And yeah, no, I never got offered, but my mom thought that I smoked weed because I would come home from friends' houses after and have like bloodshot eyes from like staring at video games a lot and stuff like that. So she was pretty convinced that I smoked weed. And after I started smoking weed, I kind of see it because it's like, do you feel like you were like destined to become a stoner? Because like a lot of my like tastes in like music and films and shit like that. Yeah, we were destined to be stoners, man. Even before I smoked weed, I was basically a stoner, is what I'm saying.
I think for me it makes a lot of sense. So maybe destiny is at play here. But yeah, I don't know. I think because I'm always, I guess, been pretty chill, so I think a lot of people just used to assume like, oh, you gotta be high to be that chill. I think, like, I don't know, that might be part of it. Destiny. Anybody out there destined to be a stoner? What else were you destined to do?
Was I destined to do?
Do you feel that with anything else?
Dude, the whole Down to Quest thing honestly really felt like a dream come true for a long time, because I remember as a kid I would just like fall asleep and like ask the universe for a laptop. I'd be like, please give me a laptop so I can play video games. And like being able to play games with my friends for a living and like have this like crazy cool computer room where I could smoke weed and just like do all sorts of fun stuff like that. I don't know about destiny, but it definitely felt right and good.
It was very cool. I'm just going to explain briefly for the people listening. 24/7 streaming house. I think there's maybe a few of them that exist, but 24/7 streaming house with multiple streamers. You tune into one channel, and no matter when you go, somebody's on and chilling. And there were most of the people
pretty much
that
all smoked weed too.
Yeah, we're smoking. There would be sessions here and there, and a variety of games because it would be all throughout the day. And when I lived in Colorado Springs, I learned about it, and I'm like, oh, that's literally in the same city as me. That's crazy. And I went over to the house, and I was like, it seemed so cool from my perspective as a content creator, because I'm like, dang, you got a whole team of people you can bounce ideas off of and collaborate with immediately and tag in for certain things, or especially when there's multiple people. Like sometimes I want to go make some snacks real quick in the air fryer. It's gonna take 5 minutes, like,
and if there's
Dude,
somebody else to
that
run the chat.
was the most like underrated thing about having a streaming house, is like people were very into bringing you food, or like it was like, you know, we all like supported each other in that way.
Yeah.
So we always brought each other food while we were on stream.
There you go.
But
No, it seems I actually haven't checked on it, and is there still streams going
they're
on?
still doing their thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's only
I'm sorry, you're not a part of it anymore. I don't know if I mentioned that to the chat, but is that correct? I don't know if
yeah, no, I don't stream with them anymore. But the two dudes that I co-founded it with still stream from time to time. At one point we had like 7 different streamers keeping it live 24/7 and stuff like that. People would just come over from around town to stream for a few hours and get stoned. It was a really cool operation. They still do a lot of cool stuff, but we don't get up to the same shenanigans that we once did. And I look back on it with a lot of fondness, and you know, it really just like makes me want to be able to do something like that again, like do it bigger, better, and try to, like, our goal with it too, which was kind of cool, was to always get as many people involved as possible. You know, like literally anyone who wanted to come and learn how to stream and was 420 friendly.
Yeah.
Like, we had so many strangers over that I personally taught how to stream and how to change scenes and do all this OBS shit and stuff like that. It's super fun for me.
Yeah, that part is really interesting. Just a lot of different people, you just tune in and there's a new guest, essentially, a new face that you can see, somebody with a new personality or a story or something to talk
totally
about
one
that
of a
day.
kind.
Yeah, it seemed like it seemed like there was a lot of cool stuff. I wonder, did you guys make a ton of like external content, like YouTube stuff, other than like clips and things like?
No, really, like, dude, it's a bummer because in the beginning was when we were really good about that stuff. We made a lot of like really cool YouTube videos and sketches and stuff in the beginning, but as time went on and like Twitch was our main platform, like everything, like Twitch was the main source of everything, and then everything other social media was basically just like reposting of Twitch clips or something. We only like really just started getting into like dedicated content for the different platforms towards like the beginning of last year.
Yeah, because that's hard to do, is the dedicated platform content, instead of just taking the same clip and putting it in 10 places, 5 places, whatever you do, or some version of the same post. The unique content for each platform is where some people excel, where, you know, like some people, every Twitter post is just an Instagram post they just made and they're just co-posting it on Twitter and TikTok or whatever, you know. And it's like nobody has a reason to follow you on any one of those if they already follow you on one, if it's just the same shit. Like some of it, I guess I do that with some content, but I try to bring a uniqueness to each. But it is wild that's what we were talking about earlier with the difficulty in the different platforms, is you got to try to keep it unique, or keep even the same type of video, something that's going to be friendly for all of the platforms and not get yoinked. It's kind of wild.
Yeah.
I think when I was in the Springs, I was trying to make a video at the Down to Quest house. Like I went over with a couple of people, Wandering Greens. Yeah, and
I remember that.
Yeah, maybe I was streaming at the time or something. I can't remember exactly, but I remember I was trying to make a video because that would have been a cool one just to have on my channel. I went to a 24/7 stoner house or whatever. Like that would have been my take on it for a video at the time. And
I feel like you were super Twitch focused back then too, weren't you? You were going so hard on Twitch, especially, dude, when you were doing your delivery streams.
Yeah.
Were you doing much content outside of Twitch at that point?
I think I used to stream about 10 hours a day, like most of it doing delivery stuff, and then like a half or less doing a smoke sesh. And
yeah,
I would do like a video a week or every couple of weeks on YouTube. And I was just so bad at making the videos because I didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't trying to get better. I was just like, all right, let me just get this done. And then I don't know, during some of my driving streams, I'd go record snips for a video, or I wouldn't take stuff from the stream because the quality was so low on the mobile stream. I'd just record with another camera and then use the footage for a video. It was weird because I'd be live, but then I'd be like, all right, ignore my YouTuber voice real quick. Like,
I do that shit all the time.
Yeah. So that's kind of how I got into it.
I didn't know you had a YouTuber voice. I guess you do, huh?
It's more of just like, let me make sure I'm super clear and concise to the camera. And when you're streaming, you kind of, when you're streaming, you're looking around and you're not paying attention. Sometimes you're reading the chat, you know, but if I'm making a video, I'll make eye contact with the camera and say, how do you do, you know? Yeah. That was Tony Two Phones back then.
I first started making YouTube videos. Like I used to do Call of Duty commentaries in high school, and I'd be like, yo, what's up, guys? And my friends would make fun of me endlessly and be like, yo, what's up, Jack? And like in the halls and stuff, make me feel so embarrassed.
Yeah, you gotta just you can't show it to your friends. That's basically how it works with content creation. If they find it, they find it, but you can't show it to them. No friends or people do that. I've seen that throughout my they want their first followers to be like their family members and their friends, and it's like, nah, this isn't a pyramid scheme. You're trying to do something for real here. Like, let's.
Yeah, I just learned that lesson like this year. No.
And I've seen people get mad like because their aunt doesn't watch their TikTok videos, and it's like, she doesn't use TikTok. Shut up. Like,
she's not your target audience, man.
Yeah, like I've seen some weird stuff, and people like, it's shocking how even your own family won't even check out your streams, and random strangers will. It's like because they like your streams. Like, you're not even making your stream for your mom or whoever you're complaining about. Like, I don't even know.
Yeah,
it's very strange,
dude. That was something I was completely guilty of for a long time when I was with Down to Quest. Was like, you know, Down to Quest was my entire life. So if my friends wanted to hang out with me, they had to come and like hang out with me on stream. Like, that was like the only avenue to like spend time with me, and that was like the main way I wanted to spend time with people. It was like, dude, why would I?
Let's make a content
with you with like, why would it, like the same way with you in movies, like. Why would I go play mini golf or something when you could come over here and play video games and get stuff? Like, that's more fun. But not everybody likes to be on camera, stuff like that. So I feel like
that's a good point.
I feel bad about doing that. I have to like rekindle a lot of relationships and friendships now.
Like, yo, my bad. Sorry to make you an extra on my show or a co-star or whatever. I don't love to do content out in public for, I guess, that reason. Like, people don't want to be in the background of your video. Like, I don't. They just don't. I don't want to be in the background of other people's videos. So, like, I get it. Like, why are you recording me?
Dude,
like,
here's a random, potentially controversial question. How do you feel about Fulcrum? Do you like Fulcrum and his content?
I'm not really familiar with it. I just know that it's younger kids that spam it in the chat. So I'm not really. I don't know what it is.
You don't do the market research and watch his videos or anything like that?
My market research is for how to make YouTube videos, and it almost doesn't. It involves watching no YouTubers, like, because they're all complaining about age restriction. And I personally don't watch a lot of YouTube, but when I do, it's like something very specific, like a guitar video or something. I just want to listen to somebody shred or. That
reminds me of another question I had earlier that I'd really love to ask. You said that, like, in the beginning you weren't good at YouTube videos. Now, obviously, I think you're very good at it, and you know you've been doing it for many years. What do you feel like was the thing that allowed you the most, or like, what do you feel like there were any things that like really helped you like level up your YouTube game over the years? Because you know I really want to make some dope YouTube videos myself, so I'd love to hear any tips you might have.
Yeah, I think this is gonna sound strange. My biggest success was, or the biggest thing that whatever took it to the next level for me was I just stopped listening to what other people were saying. Like I stopped. All right, you're gonna want to make your video like this. You're gonna want to. I just really sat down and thought like, all right, what the fuck would I watch? What would I watch? Make that. That's what I thought.
Nice.
Like and a lot of them say you're not. A lot of the YouTube, you know, here's how to make your channel. They'll say you're not your target audience. Like, don't make videos for yourself. You got to make them for other people, which is true to an extent. But like, I make videos for me for the most part. Like I make stuff that I think I would watch or that I would like. Obviously some stuff is to announce certain things or here or there, but like I make it in a way where like I would watch this. Like I watch some of my videos back and I laugh at my own jokes and I'm like, I don't know. Like I didn't plan the joke. So I don't even remember saying it. So I think that was my biggest thing, was to stop trying to, I used to try to get all the advice, and there's so much advice out there, and there's do this and do that, and this is, everybody's giving out how to be a Mr. Beast clone, how to do your videos just like Mr. Beast. You know what I mean? There's too many guidebooks or whatever for how to do YouTube, and they're just telling you how to do Mr. Beast videos. It's weird. So I was like, none of this. It doesn't. I don't. Let me just make some stuff, and I think caring less about what I was gonna think other people were gonna think of the videos helped, and just like I'm just gonna make them. I'm making them. They make sense to make. This is a good video. It's got good info in it. Boom, somebody's gonna like it.
Just focus on yourself, your own shit.
Yeah, like I guess it's easy to get distracted with a lot of advice out there, and what you don't realize is a lot of the advice you're reading or hearing is bad. It's bad for you. It doesn't even apply to you. It's for somebody else or a different type of content or something. Like sometimes you're reading advice and you don't know it. It's just bad advice. Like I see advice on Twitter. I see people trying to leave advice in my comment section on YouTube, and they're like, if you really want to get high, this is what you got to do. And it'll be like, you know, it makes some dirt with some tobacco with some weed or something. I'm like, did they say dirt? Like the tobacco's bad, but did they literally say put dirt in there and it's gonna get you higher? And like, I don't know, just because you're reading, just because somebody's saying it doesn't mean it's true or it's how they're presenting it. I don't know. I stopped.
That's something that I definitely struggle with, because I find myself like checking out the channels of people's content who I enjoy, like yourself, or like Eric Kahn or some shit, and you know, I'll just like look at how his recent videos have been doing and be like, oh, which ones are doing well? Maybe I should make a video like that. Maybe I should make a video like Cewpins. Maybe I should try to make a video that's more like Fulcrum. And that's something like, you know, I really want to find what my signature stuff is, what is the most me.
Make one like Jack.
Well, so like I tried doing a video. Literally, I had that mentality. I was like, okay, let's just make like, if I could, like, what's a video that if I stumbled upon it, I would be like so stoked to watch. Like I would be like, oh man, I definitely like want to watch more videos from like this or from this person. So I made a video of me like one wheeling through Red Rock Open Space, which is like a nature space here in Colorado where it's like really pretty and you can hike. I was just like doing a bunch of dabs and like talking to the camera and doing a ton of dabs out in nature, one wheeling around. I thought it was like super cool, and to me, I thought it would be a really dope video. But
that is a dope video.
Yeah, it got age restricted, but even if it didn't get age restricted, I feel like it wouldn't be doing any type of numbers that I would hope it would. I feel like it's still like it doesn't feel like it has the potential to get found compared to me trying to make a video that I believe lots of people would like or something. So I don't know. It's just such an interesting balance for me, and I feel so inconsistent because of it, because I feel constantly torn between making the content that I want to see and the stuff that I really love to make or to watch, and doing stuff that I really believe will like bring me to new audiences and make other people happy, bring value to people too.
How many videos have you made this year?
Oh geez.
Or towards the end of it. 50, 100,
Probably less than
200?
50, probably
Less than
25.
50? All right, so this is what you got to do. Make 100 videos in 2024. Maybe make
Yeah.
more if you can, but make at least 100. And do both of those things. Do what you want to do and do what you think you got to
Like
do.
some of
and
both.
Some of both, and then do the Red Rock video that you said. Do different versions of it, a different take on it, or a
That's my
different
problem,
day on it.
dude. I am so bad at sticking with shit and getting consistent. I wish you could give me a fucking secret recipe to
Just do it.
do that. But I know
Nike
that it's
figured
just
it out.
me.
I got the one pair of Nike shorts, and I could just do it all the time. I don't even wear them that much.
It's like it's the same
Just
with
do it.
working out, man. I'll do like fucking push-ups for 2 days and be all motivated, and then,
That one you gotta just do.
yeah,
That's
dude.
another one.
Can I blame ADHD, like undiagnosed ADHD?
No,
or
you
something?
can't. It's too easy to do.
Dang it.
I can't focus on anything for 1 second, but I know every day what I need to do or what I can do, what I'm capable of doing. So I'm like, you do that, bro. You did it yesterday. You did it the day before. You can't do it today?
But what if you
What, you
didn't do
suck
it the
today?
past 7 days?
You gotta do it one day, right? Have a killer
Yeah.
day.
And then keep doing it. No,
Yeah, you
I'll
keep
get
doing
there.
it.
I'll get there. It's all about momentum for me, you know. I get started and then I get going and then I trip up and fall or something. I just got to keep going.
Yeah. Just know when you gotta do stuff and do it. I think a schedule helps. Not a tight one.
Do you have a schedule for stuff like that?
Not
like
a tight.
editing and
I have a stream. I have a
your stream schedule?
start.
Yeah, definitely.
Start time basically 8:30 Eastern on YouTube and TikTok, and I don't know if I keep doing that, but 9 p.m. on Twitch. But usually I don't wake up at a specific time. I think some people do. It's hard for me to. If I try to wake up at a specific time, it's I don't know. I lose time. It doesn't work out for me, or I wake up in like a weird mood or a bad mood. So whenever I wake up, I just get started on some. Do I want to do a video first? I start thinking about the video, but I usually do a workout first thing. I started doing that in the past.
And you do all
month.
this stuff before getting stoned in any way, right? That's crazy to me.
I don't get high until I stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. Eastern.
It is such a fascinating cannabis style. I try it sometimes.
It's the real productive stoner
I'm so
way.
uncomfortable all day, man. I just like, I don't know if that means that cannabis, it helps me a lot, or if it means that it's bad for me. But like,
Yeah.
dude, I get like so sweaty, and it's like just so hard for me to eat and exist as like a normal person without a little bit of cannabis in me these days.
Yeah. That's from overdoing it, I think. You just get into a state where your body's like, no, I gotta have this. But I think limiting your intake of when you do it, so many people get into, let me just do this whenever I feel like, and it doesn't really give their body a reasonable way to understand how to deal with how they're supposed to be high or not. Yeah. When they're supposed to be high, how they're supposed to. Some people try to be high every moment they're awake. And it's like, that might work 1 time, 2 times, but what are you doing? Like, chill. I think for me, I kind of used to feel like what you were saying, like I always needed to have it or I couldn't get through the day. But that was because I was using it all the time and overdoing it and doing it way too much. And I would only feel like that when I would run out of money and wouldn't have as much to smoke, or when I just couldn't smoke anymore because I'd just been doing bong rips. If 50 or 60 or 70 in that day, like literally, like that just, it gets crazy.
Dude, I don't know, man. Me personally, like I feel like with my last job, I tried cutting back a lot where I wouldn't smoke or get stoned at all day. And I did that for like a few weeks. And I was going Cewpins style with it. I was going only at nighttime. I felt my tolerance get way lower, dude. I was getting so stoned. But I just like the sweatiness for me like just never goes away.
Sweatiness how or when?
Sweatiness. I just get super
when you
sweaty.
Sleep?
Like no, if I tried to sleep, so it's just whenever I'm not like if I haven't done a dab in like 6 hours, I get crazy sweaty.
That's crazy.
I know. It's wild, right?
I
Dabs are crazy. I'm like, is this good? Who knows? I
try
have a
flower
weird
vaping.
body. Yeah, I should.
Try a moderated, because I mean, even for me when I was only just dabbing, you never know what the concentrate is. You don't. Like, it could have been some moldy flower or some shit, or they cut around the mold. You almost never know. There's so many factors in how they grow it and how they extract it. It seems cleaner, but when you consider flower vaping, you're eliminating so many steps. Unless you're washing hash and pressing rosin. Unless you're doing that where it's just ice water and then, you know, heat and pressure where there's no solvents or anything else you're really using. I mean, you could have contaminated plates because you didn't wash them or something. There's some bacteria buildup on there that, I don't know. There could be so many weird things, but like when you just vape in the flower, it seems to me like I'm not going to overdo it. I'm not going to hit myself
It's
with
so much better for you, for sure.
It
it's just
slows
like
my
more
cannabinoid
balanced.
intake down. That I think is the. Because like how much do you go through in a day for concentrate? Because it's cheap out there. You can get buckets.
Yeah, it's tough to say because I have so many grams that I'm dabbing on at once. But I would say almost a gram a day, probably.
I feel like that's a fuckload. Like, but
For some people.
I mean, I probably vape that or more in flower, depending, because I'll go to like an eighth of flower a day, and if I'm not dabbing. But I think like 1,000 milligrams of cannabinoids is a lot. I guess it depends on the person, but like some people are hitting 3,000 and 4,000 milligrams total intake every day, all day or whatever. Like it seems like there's a point where you're doing it too much, and I think that point is different for a lot of people depending on a number of factors. Obviously, like the size of the person.
Yeah, I definitely don't like disagree that I overconsume dabs. I definitely encourage people to be like honest and like and like I think consuming a really small amount, having a low tolerance is awesome. I definitely, it would be smart for me to do it. I just really, really love dabbing so much. Because for me, it's like, I acknowledge that there is a huge recreational aspect to it, especially when I get as high as I do. I am not one of those people that are like, oh, I need this. This is my medicine. Like, I think it has a lot of medicinal value, but I definitely just enjoy the whole process of it.
No, it's fun. Bong rips are fun. Taking dabs is fun. E-rig hits is fun. It's like, you know how
you ever do hookah before becoming a stoner? Like in high school or anything like that? Hookah
I
was
used
so
to go to
big here
hookah
in high school.
lounges.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not too much, maybe like a dozen times or so. I didn't really like it. It was like a social thing to do, and every time I was not thrilled about the hookah. I was fascinated that they would put a hot coal on some tinfoil and then I could get some vapor. But then after like the 5th time, I was like, it's whatever. Like, I don't know.
You ever do weed or dabs out of a hookah? I could see you trying that shit.
Yes. Yeah, it's not fun. It feels like I'm doing it the cheap way when I have a bong right next to it. Feels like I'm going the weird
novelty
way.
Stuff like that, gas masks and stuff. It's like, that was cool. Do a normal bong rip.
It's fun to watch.
Yeah. No, it's fun to do too. You're just like, one time is enough. That's why you take a video of it, so that you can show people, look at this goofy thing I did, or you can show yourself if you want to be reminded.
Yeah. that's why I have a nose dab clip on my stream I did probably 4 years ago or so, and it's like I only did one on my stream, and it's a clip, so like you know,
Achievement unlocked.
Yeah. When they're like, "Hey, do a nose dab," I'm like, "All right, here's the clip. It already happened, and it was years ago. Good luck."
You're like, "All right, I'm doing it."
I don't know. When I first started streaming, that was like the biggest request when I was smoking. Do a nose dab, because I would always be dabbing, and then people would just come in and yell, "Do a nose dab," and I don't know why.
Matthias.
Yeah.
Matthias got the chokehold. You know Matthias, right?
Oh yeah, that's yeah.
He's the nose dab guy.
Yeah, he's a nose dab guy. I was just thinking about that. I guess I don't know when that era was, but when I started streaming, maybe he was popping off because that was the number one request. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he was like getting really popular back in like 2017. It was like 2017, 2018. I think he was blowing up. Shout out to that guy.
Nice. Yeah, I've seen him on Twitch. I follow, I guess, a lot of the weed tubers on Twitch, and that's how I've interacted or seen some of the content. Because I do watch Twitch a lot, but I don't much watch. I've probably seen
Who are your favorite streamers to watch?
Right now, I'm watching a lot of WoW streamers, so it's either Sequisha, although he's not playing a ton of WoW. I think he's playing Tarkov today, but I've been watching Stay Safe TV, plays a lot of WoW. Payo. I don't know. I just click around the WoW streams during the day, and it depends. And then some of the homies I'll watch, like From Helpy Show, UFC fighter. He streams a lot of different games, and I do watch Intermediation stream a lot, and Joe Bartolozzi. I watch his stream. It depends on what game he's playing, but or I don't know, or what day. Some people have hard schedules to follow. I'm like, oh, you're live now? I don't know.
Dude, I made you a Christmas present last night because I was so excited to be on the show. I made you an animated emote if you want it. I'm going to post it in your chat right now. Check this out. It's you spinning like a tornado. I took the clip of you doing a 720 and I like cut it together. So I don't know. I just noticed you. Well, one thing I did, I looked at my like little emote screen on Twitch the other day, and I had like 5 open animated emote slots. For some reason, it gives me 10. So I'm like, if I get 10, you definitely get 10.
Yeah, they just added that, I think, a month ago or in October or something. I haven't, maybe it was November. I haven't done it yet. Look, I need to add some more. I like that one. I see, that is one of my classic clips on the stream. Just doing I used to do wild stuff on the stream, just doing a 720. That's why you got to evolve your content over time, guys. I would have no glass behind me if we were still doing 720. It's like, you got to evolve. Like,
yeah, we're not in 720 land anymore.
It was cool like a couple of
you
times.
Evolve and you reminisce from sometimes. You respect where you came from, but
yeah. Oh man, that's so wild.
I fucking love that clip, man. It's so iconic.
It is a good one. What streamers have you been watching? I got hit with the hardball question.
Mostly just friends, yeah. I don't watch a whole lot of Twitch, to be honest. It's almost like you. Like, my main platform has always felt like Twitch, and I feel like I've always spent the least amount of time on it. Like, when I go to like just like consume some content, it's usually on like YouTube or TikTok or fucking Instagram, that type of shit. But
no, I feel you.
I'm trying to think who's a streamer I enjoy watching. I always enjoy watching Games with Snakes. He's a weed dude that just like
I know Games with Snakes.
Yeah, dude. His fucking energy, man. He's one of those guys that like if you ever feel like you need a little pick me up or something, you just go say hi in his chat and he'll scream at you. Dude, nice. People like that blow my mind because I am so not like that energy wise. It'd be a total fraud if I acted like that. It's
streams definitely, they thrive off a little bit of hype or a little bit of extra energy, but like if I'm 100 bong rips deep. I got the energy I got. Like, I got what I got. Like, you're gonna get it. So
I had this question for you that I thought about the other day. Do you feel like you become more talkative and social as you get more stoned?
no,
No, you kind of
I think
quiet
I
up a
slow
little bit?
down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like
Oh.
that's how most people are.
Yeah. It depends. I guess it depends on what strain. No, I guess it depends.
sativas, bro.
It depends on how high, I guess, or what types of hits I'm doing. Do I have a huge piece out? What am I doing? There's
So many
a few
variables.
variables,
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm more talkative if the chat's more talkative on Twitch.
Yeah, Chad, come on.
Yeah, if they're sitting, if they're chilling, I'm
It's your
chilling.
fault.
And I guess if I'm playing games, sometimes I got that high level elite gamer focus where it's me in the game and just shut your fucking mouth. Don't you say a goddamn word. I'm focused. There's some variables.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's one thing that made me fall in love with getting stoned right away is because it feels like it makes me talk more almost. And like it helps me like connect with people and like make friends and shit. So that's part of why I love weed and making like weed content is because
No, that's a good way to do it.
The most natural for it's like my spinach when it comes to this shit. Just get goofy and shit, you know.
Popeyed.
Yeah.
Get Popeyed up. I like it.
Piped.
Popeye.
That's not how you use the word piped up. That's not about getting stoned.
Yeah,
Dude, I'm so popped up right now. Fuck.
Yeah, if you want to get piped up, I think as long as you don't say pipe down, you're good. Like, I don't know. What games you been playing lately? Anything funky? Anything?
Dude, I'm a pretty funky gamer. There's this one game that I found and fell in love with a few months ago. One of my old friends from Down to Quest showed it to me, and I could never thank him enough for it because it's like one of my new favorite games. It's called Bat Bap. It's like a top-down battle royale. It's almost like if they took like League of Legends and turned it into a battle royale. But I'm kind of like a cringe gamer maybe to some people because I really love like fucking Fortnite, Call of Duty, Rocket League. I don't play a whole lot of like story games. I always like multiplayer games where I can either play with homies or like hit cool clips and shit like that. So shout out to Bat. That game's awesome.
I yell
Dude,
at some
I tried
games.
Lethal Company earlier though. That game was actually really fun. I played like just enough to kind of get a feel for it so that we can play tonight.
Yeah, we're gonna check that out after this. Don't miss it. There's gonna probably be a video up on the gaming channel with some of the footage there too. So, Cewpins Gaming on YouTube.
Subscribe.
There you go.
I'm already subbed. Get in there. Cewpins Gaming is different than Cewpins Too High, right? That's a different one. Cewpins Too High is just stream clips.
I got too many channels.
No.
We got the High Chat podcast one now too. Is that 1,000?
1,000? You got 1,000 subs over there?
No, 1,000 channels.
Oh, I was like, let's go. Weren't you like talking about hoping to hit 420 tonight or today?
500. I think we smashed the 420.
Let's go.
We're good.
Thanks, everybody.
Oh, we smashed the 500. 501.
Dude, one interesting thing about rating it on Spotify, everybody rate this 5 stars once you're done with the episode, because I tried to go on and just rate the podcast right away and it won't let you until you've listened to an episode. It was like, why don't you try listening to it first? And I was like, okay. So I don't know
you gotta hit a few minutes of it.
Just a few minutes.
I don't know, but I think the metric might be like 2 minutes or something, 1 or 2. Dude, I mean, it's an hour, Chad. Listen to it for.
Plug the Spotify ratings early on.
Yeah, I think more people have listened to it on Apple Podcasts, just with the early numbers. I don't know much about the numbers, so if you're like,
there's really cool hidden play on Spotify and the video coming up. I think yours might be the first one I've watched with a video yet. It was pretty dope.
Yeah, we got the bong rips on Spotify. Shh.
Is that is it a type thing? Do they care? Do
I
they
don't
know?
think so. But
Bro, they had Yola at their partner dinner. They fuck with weed, I think.
All right.
They're
Then,
good to
yeah,
go,
they're
man.
good.
That's part of why like keeping up with other people can be helpful from time to time. Is dude, it's just all about the fucking platform bullshit. Really, that's why like
I never trust the
be nice
platforms
to-
though, because like what's good today might not be good tomorrow. Like they might be like, oh,
it's
hang
very
on,
valid.
one of our largest
Or
advertisers has a
or for
problem.
whatever reason they like him and not anyone else for whatever. Like,
Yeah,
oh, we got our weed guy now. You know, fuck all other weed
Oh, no.
content.
I think it's good, but there might be ways to do it and ways to not do it. So I don't know. We'll learn. Hopefully. Oh man. Well, do we? I guess we hit the games already. Well, how about we pop off the guest star here because I gotta take a little bathroom break and we
Sure.
could just wrap up. Do you want to just say
call
bye?
it there and get into some games?
Yeah, you want to say bye to everybody, and I'll message the homies that are playing with us.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you again to anyone who's listened so far. Shout out to everyone who's been here live with us at twitch.tv/Cewpins. Again, I'm so fucking honored to be here. It could not have come at a better time. I started this year with hopes and dreams to get to the point where someone might be wanting to invite me onto a podcast like this. So
Nice.
it really is a huge goal of mine for this year. And it means a shitload, man. So thank you again for having me.
And you got any
I wish
cool
you the best of
events?
luck with the future of it.
You got any cool things coming up? Like, are you doing anything cool?
Dude, where's my plug? I get to plug stuff.
You get a plug, quick little plug before we bug. It rhymed.
I don't. I want to do a giveaway for a dab camera or two because like that's my thing, and I want to see more people using them. But so many people are doing giveaways right now around the holidays. I'm kind of trying to wait for that to die down a little bit, and then I'm gonna do one. And it's to thank people for 1,000 followers on Instagram and stuff. But no, all I can really ask is you guys just check me out on any socials. I'm JackthedabLad everywhere. I made a YouTube video recently where I talk about my favorite gift ideas for a dabbing enthusiast. So you can check that out and just hopefully expect more dope stuff to come. I really appreciate this, and you know, I spoke about it like I just had one of the worst tragedies of my life last week, and
That's a lot of weed money.
all I could hope. That's a lot of weed money, dude. It fueled a lot of weed already too. Like, I was smoking good for a few years, in like 2019 to 2022.
Man.
But
All right. Well, shit. Then let's. I'm just gonna hit stop on the recording. We'll say later to the chat.
peace out, everybody.